Okay. All right. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to one podcast. All right. We'll just jump into what we're discussing this evening. All right. Do accent affect children confidence in school? It's one of the topic that we did a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people were like asking, that they wanted to have have a little bit of feel how maybe like if someone had experience of that as well. Okay. So in our midst, we have Miss Jennifer. All right. Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, everyone.
Okay. It's how it is, especially most of people that come from Africa or it's not only Africa, maybe Asia, some Americans, some like Chinese, all those, you're not like English, you're so like English is your second language.
Yes.
That's something like that. So a lot of them maybe some of them they will leave their country or for example, let's just say African. You leave Africa to come to the West, especially he come there to UK. Okay, so most times parents they come with their kids.
Yeah.
They have kids at home. Then those kids may be like 6, 7 years or something like that. Then they bring them over here because they were not born here in the UK. They normally have a accent.
Yes.
You understand? So as they have accent, so when they register them in primary school or something like that, it has a little bit of you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
you know
Integration problem.
integration issues or something like that. So then that's what we want to talk about this evening. Understand? So, but what I want people to understand a little bit about accent, what we want to discuss this evening. Okay, because if you look at it, every child is unique, bringing their own culture. As they're coming from Africa or coming from whatever they're coming from, they come with their culture, language experiences, all of that. Do you understand? So, but if you look at what happens when when the other people, like other kids in the class, try to make the child looks different. They
Yes.
want to try to like affect, maybe like, let me just put it ways. The child will like try to talk or discuss with them, have a chat, try to like answer questions in class. They start giggling.
Yes.
They start laughing because of that accent. So, because if you look at accent, it just simply means pronounce words. When you're trying to pronounce a word, you have a little bit of that accent. Then it depends on your mother tongue, the language that you were like brought up. So you would like to speak that language with your mother tongue.
Yeah.
So as you speak in that, someone else will think maybe you don't really know what you're saying.
Yes.
So because of that, they will start laughing. They start like, try to like make fun of that child or something like that. So the question we normally ask this evening, just want to ask, does accent affect children's confidence in school? Okay.
Yeah.
Having in mind that you came here when you were little, right?
Yes. At
Okay.
the age of 10.
Okay, age of 10. And you came from Nigeria as well. So, and in Nigeria, yeah, Nigeria, English is second language.
Well, it's the first language, but we speak it differently.
It's second language because every one of us have we have our own like how will I say do,
Our tribes. Yes.
every tribe they
But
have a
I was born in Lagos,
okay,
so I spoke English.
okay,
So my mother tongue is actually my second.
it's second language.
Yes.
Okay, so many of us that came over there, it's like because we learn English in school.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So we at home we speak our language.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Different time.
Yeah, we speak our language at home, so which is our mother tongue. So that's what normally we'll say is our language because English is a borrowed language. It's a
Yes.
language that imposed on us. Okay,
Yes.
so that's why I said it's a second language.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So we'll start learning that. So when they come over here, so when I see the people like Yoruba people, Yoruba, Igbos, and all that, every one of them, they have that accent. So those kids, when they come over here, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So especially like when you say you were 10, isn't it? When you came to this,
Yes.
and that your accent will never like be the same way it is now
Yes, of
because you
course.
will have like, yeah, though you're speaking English,
But it
but
changes because of how long you've been here for.
Okay.
and how you've integrated within the society.
All right. So I will like try to like understand how you feel. The
Okay.
first time you will be like you went to school, your mom said to you, okay, yeah, now you
Mm.
have to go to school. So the first day you get into the school, you get come into the class, you meet your classmates and all that. So how do you feel?
So for me, accent having an accent really affected me to the point that I had to move schools because it was that bad. So I came here obviously with my siblings, four of us all together, all around the same age group from about 10. Well, my little sister was 8, so 8 to 16.
Mm.
Um, so the first school I went to, not sure if I'm allowed to say the name of the school.
Yeah,
Um,
it's okay.
yeah, so it's called Eastleigh, and
Mm,
it was in East London.
mm,
And I came October, so that means year 7 started in September. So essentially, I went to the school by myself because they were still trying to place my brother on
okay.
what school to go. So I started school first. And it played an important role in terms of how I communicated with people. So the first term that I heard was fresh off the boat, which means fob,
Okay.
essentially. So it basically means like jolly just come.
Mm-hmm.
That's the term that young people use. So, oh, you're so fresh, you're so fresh,
Mm-hmm.
you're a fob. That was the first labeling they gave me when I came. It was hard making friends,
Mm-hmm.
because people, especially in the UK, they like to stick to who they know
Mm-hmm.
and what
They
they
always
know.
have like click, isn't it?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
not open to new things. They're not open to people that sound different.
Mm,
Especially like you were saying, if you're ethnic minority that
mm,
come from Bangladesh,
mm.
Nigeria,
Just
Ghana,
yeah, again. Yes.
Jamaica,
Mm.
they're not open to that. But if I was American, they would be open to
Yeah.
that because that accent sounds nice
Sounds
to
nice,
them.
nice. It sounds
Yes.
something like I don't know. Is because most of them watch American
Chick
movies
flicks,
and all
yes,
that. So
exactly.
yeah.
So it was very stressful, with labeling people calling you fresh off the boat or you're freshie. It was very hard making friends. Like I said, people wanted to stick with what they knew.
Mm-hmm.
And teachers really tried to help integrate us properly in the sense that, like, they'll ask you to read to the
Mm-hmm.
class.
Mm.
I know the intentions were good, but the effect was bad
Okay.
because that kind of put a spotlight on you.
Yeah.
Number one, you're already new. Being new is hard. And then number two, being new, fresh from Africa,
Mm.
I think is the worst. Just because is that negative connotation around how you sound, how
Mm.
you look, how you dress. And when you stood up to read, it wasn't that you're not reading correctly,
Mm.
because you are. You're just reading in a different
Different,
accent.
different. You're reading with your own language.
Exactly, exactly. So what ends up
Okay.
happening is that everybody
Uh,
starts laughing in
mm,
class,
mm,
and it just becomes a whole circus. And it's like, oh, why did she what did you mean? Why did you say that like that?
mm,
They know what it is you're trying to say.
mm,
And the most important thing I think when talking about accents, especially from people that move from different countries here, we have to not forget that a lot of the kids that were born here, most of their parents are the
immigrants.
they're immigrants.
Mm.
Exactly. That is how they speak at home.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
I
get what
understand
I'm
what
trying to
I
say.
get you. I understand.
So you would think that because their mothers or
Mm,
their fathers or their aunties or their uncles or their relatives
mm.
speak the way I'm speaking because I just came from Africa, you would think they would be more open and lenient with you. But actually it's
Oh,
the
the
other
opposite.
thing.
Yeah.
It's more like you're not part of us.
Mm.
You don't belong. It kind of gives that energy of
They don't want to be associated with you, stuff like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So other people will not start like laughing at them at the same time as well. Like, yeah, yeah, you guys are the same. You know what I mean? Yeah.
exactly.
Mm. Which is it's very, very bad. I understand. I don't know. I don't know how you guys see. I can't put myself in your shoes because it's difficult. Even
Mm,
adult, we like go through that a lot at workplace and all that. You know what I mean? So when you meet but an adult, you know how to handle yourself.
yes,
Kids, it's quite difficult because sometimes you know how it is. They try to like laugh at you or giggle or something like that. The way make fun of you and all that.
yeah.
Some kids cannot.
Handle that.
They cannot handle that.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? So I don't know. Did you had it?
Yeah. So for me, I was very strong-minded coming from Africa because I've always been very vocal, very loud,
Mm,
very outgoing, very, flamboyant. I express myself very well. So it was very hard for them to make me feel less than I was.
Mm.
I understood that I spoke differently from them, but I also understood that that would change with time.
With time, yeah.
And I also, it's that monkey factor of, and when I say monkey factor, I don't mean literally, I mean like zombie, like do as I do.
Mm.
So you hear them speak and you imitate
Imitate
them,
what is
and that's how
okay.
you learn
Mm.
over time.
Mm.
So someone like me, it did affect me. And I think I still, if I'm being honest, I think I still have like PTSD from that.
Mm.
Because even like my partner was born in America, he grew up here, and there's sometimes I'll say like a word wrong, and he'd correct me. Not he's not correcting my accent.
Mm.
He's correcting me because that's not how it's said here.
Mm.
But sometimes it triggers me, and I've told him before because I've said to him, you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm.
I'm not saying it the way you're saying it,
Yeah, but you understand what I'm
but you
trying to say.
understand what I'm trying to
Mm.
say. So it's that factor of it being that if you don't speak the way we speak, then
Mm.
you're not speaking the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
But that is completely wrong.
Yeah.
And that's why you see in schools, most immigrant children that come here from Africa at
Mm.
young ages, they're very intellectually smart.
Yeah.
When it comes to English, they're getting the top grades.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because they're writing it
They're
down, they're
writing
not
it down. They're
speaking
not
it.
speaking. Yeah. They read everything and they understand the language, the tenses and everything, the
Exactly.
proverbs, verbs, everything. They can write it down, but because of that fear of being judged,
They don't speak it.
they don't like speaking, but when it comes to writing essay, they will just that's why they
And that's
on
why they
top.
excel.
Yeah.
And you see most of the international students are getting the best grades. They're going to the top universities because yes, it's great to have a good accent,
Mm.
but what is good and what is bad? An accent is an accent.
Yeah.
Everybody sounds different. And I think for so back to the question you were asking
Mm-hmm.
about how somebody that's like a kid that is more timid and more quiet,
Mm.
how do they handle it? Unfortunately, it then turns into bullying, verbal bullying.
Mm.
And if it's a really bad school, it becomes physical bullying. Because they in my secondary schools, they tried to do that to me. So whilst I was at Eastleigh
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was laughing at me, I was trying to defend myself. And once again, when you're trying to defend yourself, you're trying to speak while defending yourself. But all they hear is accent. So
That's
they
right.
start
They start
laughing.
they're making it worse in it.
And then what do you do as a kid? You want to pick a fight.
Yeah, pick a fight or some if you're not like the kind of person that maybe you can handle yourself. Because it's, if you can handle yourself, that's how you pick a fight.
Yes.
If you cannot, what do you do?
Then you tell your parents that you don't want to go to
You go back to
school.
the school again.
Yes. And you want to be homeschooled or you want to stay at home.
Yeah.
Or is that feeling of, oh, I'd rather go back to Africa, or I'd rather go back to where I've come from because
Mm.
clearly they don't accept me
Yeah.
here.
Mm. Which is very,
So
very bad.
exactly.
Mm.
So I had to actually move schools because my mom saw that actually this is not great for Jennifer, and she assumed that if I went to a school that my brother was going to, they wouldn't be able to bully me because
Mm.
I had a older figure, and obviously he's a boy. And also, actually, just to mention something, accent differs for boys and girls. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like
There's
it's
a
the same. What
no,
I'm trying to say is that I understand where you're coming from.
yeah,
Boys and girls, even at home,
yeah.
they speak differently.
No, that's not what I mean. I
Okay.
When I say it differs,
Mm.
how people treat men
Mm.
or boys that come from Africa or wherever that have an accent is
Mm-hmm.
very different from how they treat women.
Which is treat the girls.
Yes, I'll explain.
Okay.
So when a younger boy has
Mm.
come from Africa or Jamaica or India,
Mm.
wherever, when they come into a social settings of school, the integration between how men make friendship is very different from how women make friendship.
Okay.
So when a boy comes into a school, he might have an accent and they'll tease him a little bit. Oh, you're fresh, the same things they'll do to any kid that has an accent.
Mm.
But that doesn't last long because if he's good at football,
Yeah.
then that's what they bond at. Okay, he's fresh, but he's good at football.
So
Let's
that's it.
bring him on my team.
Yeah.
And once they've brought him in,
That's it.
that's it. They forget that he's fresh.
Mm.
They see him for his talents.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
With a
understand.
girl,
Mm-hmm.
it's very different. No matter how pretty you are,
Mm.
if you have an accent, you're still going to get bullied until that accent changes.
Changes. Okay.
Because the integration of how women form friendships is very different from how men form friendships. For instance, back to what I was saying about coming into school.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved schools finally because my mom saw that this was not fit for me. It would either be a situation where I would be bullied verbally for as long as I was there, or I go to a school that my brother's going to, which happened to be Kingsford, and then the bullying would reduce. Or if the bullying was to escalate, my brother would be there
That
to
protect
stop
you
it.
and something like yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So now linking back to why I said that it's very different for men and women. When I then went to school with my brother, what happened? He integrated very quickly.
Yeah, because you know, one, i- there are characteristics. Okay, it's
Yes.
either maybe if you're strong, if you're big,
Yes. Yes. That's
they
true.
were afraid of you because if
Yes. Yes.
they can beat the person up immediately.
Yes. Yes.
Like what you say as well, if you are good in football or if you are good at singing, you can rap or something, you know, like all those kind of things that
Yeah.
can like bring you in.
Yeah.
And there are
Things
some
that they
boys, there
glorify.
are already like some boys already in that school
Yeah.
that everyone knows that they are bad boys
Yeah.
and they would like to be your friend.
Yeah.
And once they like associate with you, they will protect you immediately.
Yeah.
Another ones will do what they want to like be your friend or something like that. I understand where
Yes.
you're coming
Yes.
from.
It's true. That's
Unlike
true.
unlike a girl is some of you know how it is. Some girls takes time to like make friends. It takes time
Yes.
to like associate, you know, like
Yes. And just
integrate, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
assimilate themselves and all that. You know, I understand where you're coming from. So when you changed school now, both of you went to that school.
Yeah.
Then it was a little bit different.
Yes, it was a little bit different because now, like as you said, obviously my brother is older, 2 years older than me in school, and then physically, more built. So like you said, yes, that
Yeah.
fear factor of
Mm.
she has a
Yeah.
protector.
Gonna beat you up.
Yeah, so exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, and they know that most
Mm.
people that come from third world countries are very
Very, very
physically
strong.
strong
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the labor and
Yeah.
everything, and just upbringing.
Mhm.
So yes, it was different, but it was still hard because, as you said, as females, making friends is very hard.
It's very difficult. Yeah.
And then not only making friends, you also have men picking on you as well. So boys
Mm.
picking on you. So it was this school was a bit more multicultural, meaning that we had different people from all around, and also I was not the only person that just came from Africa or just came from the third world
There are other
country.
ones, the other people that yeah,
Yes,
Zuri, yeah.
so it was a bit more warmer because they had people that were fresh, just gonna use that term.
Mm.
So they warmed up to me a little bit and told me, okay, we will teach you how to maneuver
Mm.
around these things. So yes, it was really hard. Isolation from people, self-confidence, how you see yourself.
Yeah.
And then you start to kind of hate the way you speak. I remember I re-
That's the problem. That's big time problem because that's what they want you to know. They want to like I don't know how to express it. The accent issues. They're trying to make you understand that you're not your language or your the way you speak
yeah,
is not right.
yes,
You need to change it.
yes,
One, two, also to intimidate you a little bit,
yes,
make you feel that you're not one of us yet.
yes, yes,
You
that is
understand?
100%.
Three, and they just want to like how will I say, just to let you know that there are some accents that are acceptable,
Yes.
and what there are others that
That are not,
no
that
no
don't
no
meet the
no
quota.
no.
Yes.
You understand? So as your accent is not acceptable, you
Yeah.
need to like change it.
Yes.
Do you understand? And
Yes.
instead of you to embrace yourself and embrace your culture, where you're coming from, and all that,
Yeah.
no, they will just straight away. I don't know.
Just try to put you down essentially. I think what is very detrimental, being young and coming to this country at a young age,
Yeah.
I think is that what's the best way to put this? I never knew bullying until I came here.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that, I'm not saying that in Africa you don't have people bully you, but it's not the same when you come here because it's less of physical bullying, but
Hmm.
more of emotional
Emotional, yeah.
and verbal.
They went inside your head.
Exactly. It's very ironic because you think that the world has changed, but the world has really not changed as
Hmm.
much as you think that it has. Because when you emotionally damage a kid, like I mentioned earlier, it causes PTSD,
Hmm.
post traumatic stress
Yeah.
disorder. It causes you to overreact sometimes. You might say something, not pronounce it properly, and someone mentions, "Ah, that's so fresh. Why would you say it like that?" And even as an adult, it follows you.
Mm.
Okay, for instance, now when I came, I didn't speak like this. I spoke very much like a Nigerian,
English, like proper the
born
way
and
we
bred.
speak here. You when you know what we speak, we calls the words out.
Yes,
You speak, you just want to like, you know what I mean. But here they use all the phonics and all that, which is a
exactly.
little bit different
Yes,
from where we're coming from.
yes.
Understand? So you know what you want to speak, you
Mm-hmm.
know what you want to say,
Yes,
you are communicating, right? They
yes,
are listening and they understand what you're saying, but they
yes.
want you to
Speak it how they want you to speak it.
yeah.
Okay, so I always make this joke that potato, potato. The Irish have a very different accent from the British,
Mhm,
but yet you don't bully them for how they speak. The Scottish speak very differently
mhm,
from the British, but yes, you don't bully them for how they speak. But why is it that someone that comes from in India, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Jamaica, why is it that you want to bully us for how we speak? Because we all speak differently. The
mhm.
Dutch speak differently, Germans speak
All of it.
differently.
Yeah.
But those languages, those sorry, not languages, those accents are acceptable.
Mhm.
But why is it that our accent is not acceptable?
I don't want to go there because you know the answer already. You understand? You know the answer already because we are Africans. We are being associated. They believe that we, especially people from Africa, that some people seriously. I'm sorry to say this, but if you go to America now, there are some people you meet. They've never been to Africa,
Yeah.
and when you tell them that you're coming from Africa, they'll be like, "Eh, are you coming from there?" You know what? They try to
Yes, yes,
mimic you.
yes.
Just they believe you. Maybe you're coming from
Like a
in
jungle.
the jungle or
Yeah.
something like that.
A village.
Because of when they're looking at all those Lion King and all that, the way they see or perceive Africa is quite different. Forgetting that
It's
Africa,
an established
so
country.
you understand. So that is the problem. And then some of the kids
Mm.
as well. Sometimes they have the same mentality because of what they see on the movies and see on YouTube. They see on all those animation
Yeah.
movies and all that. They perceive the same. So when you say I'm coming from Africa, they'd be like, "Hmm." And when you open your mouth to speak with accent,
Yeah.
this that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With that perception they have in their mind. Understand? So it's affecting a lot as well.
And it affects confidence as well
Mm,
in terms of academics.
yeah.
You know, participation in class is also an important aspect of integration, and also like grading. There's some gradings that you for you to get a good grade, you have to participate in
Mm,
role plays or speaking in class and answering questions. If you're scared of how you sound, you're more likely not to put your hand up to answer a question.
yeah,
You're more likely to know the answer and sit there and pretend that you don't, just
yeah.
because you don't want to
Don't want to
speak.
speak, yeah, because you don't want them to laugh at you, something like
Exactly. And
that. Mm,
also, if you don't understand something, like it allows kids to struggle in school because you won't put your hand up and say, "Oh, miss, can you go back and explain this? Because I
mm,
don't really understand."
yeah.
You just sort of keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm,
So not only does it ruin confidence, it also ruins confidence in terms of participation in class, but also ruins the grades that you get because you don't achieve your greatest potential
yeah.
because you're not maximizing and putting yourself in a situation that's good for growth.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of like want to put yourself in a shell and shrink,
Okay.
and that's a big problem.
And then which because when you're in school, your parents can't help you.
Yeah,
No one is there to help you, just on your
yeah,
own. Understand? So and then I want to like ask something. There's something I put it down here. I wanted
yeah.
to ask about, sometimes teachers they're supposed to like help kids understand.
Mhm.
How did they even say that? Okay, so just give me a minute. Okay, the role of teachers. Okay,
Oof.
the role of teachers to play. Because now you're in school now, you're just dealing with your peer, like it's just peer
Cheers.
pressure and all
Yeah.
that, your classmates and all that. But teachers are there. You understand? They're doing, and I don't know if are they doing enough
So
to
how do
support.
they
Yeah,
impact? Yeah.
are they doing enough to
Okay.
support the students and all that? I don't know. How do you see that?
There's two sides to this.
Mhm.
They're the teachers that genuinely care and they want you to integrate
Yeah.
and they're loving and
Mhm.
they're literally like mother figures or father figures to you in school. Those teachers are the ones that will put you on the spot
So
and ask
people are
you.
calling already from the program. Just just say hold on a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. South Africa.
Connection
Yeah.
problems. So we'll talk onto it
Yeah, continue.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, there's two sides to it. So essentially, you have the teachers that are really great. They
Mm.
understand what it feels like to be a kid, trying to fit in and trying to, work together, and they will put you on the spot. They will ask you to read out. Like so, when I was telling you about the previous school,
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
yeah, they will ask you to read. They're not doing it so that you feel,
Mm-hmm.
bullied or you feel like there's the limelight is on you.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually doing it to build your confidence and to build your speech.
Yeah.
But it does the opposite because it gives people the room to laugh at you.
Yeah.
It gives people the room to ridicule you.
Mm-hmm.
And teachers cannot stop bullying, unfortunately. That's not something they're capable of stopping.
Yeah.
So it's good in that sense because they spotlight you and they want to help you. They also provide additional help. So they ask you if you want a support teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So if your accent is really deep, let's say for instance, like okay, I came from Lagos, so I was already speaking English.
Mm.
But let's say you came from I don't know your village
Yeah, you can from a
and you're
village
still
or
learning
yeah.
English,
Mm-hmm.
they will give you supply teachers to
Mm.
like read for you. They
Mm-hmm.
usually have supply teachers that are fluent in the language that you speak.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing you see with schools. So they usually provide that help, which is obviously amazing. And those teachers, kudos to them. They change children's lives. Because trust me, with that extra support, finding a teacher that speaks your language, helping you translate, they break down the words as well for you. They sometimes ask, do you want them to read, you know, these these stuff for you? So they read it for you, which is
Mm.
really good.
Okay.
Here
Okay.
here is the other side to
Yeah.
this.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Then you have teachers
Mm-hmm.
who are just as bad as the kids.
Okay.
And these are the kind of teachers that when African parents that have African accents come to parents' evening, they want to bully their parents. I've seen that a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a demographic because it's all types of teachers. It doesn't matter the color, as long as they were born here.
Mm-hmm.
They are these kids that grow up and become adults and still have the
The
same
same
mentality.
mentality. Yeah.
Yes,
Which most of them you find out that they've never even like left the shores of this country.
yes, they don't even have a
They
passport.
don't have passport. They've traveled. They don't know much about like other countries and or something like that. So that's why. What's the problem? Yeah.
Yes. So these type of teachers,
Mm-hmm.
you will find that when a child comes from Africa, they make the situation worse
Mm.
than better. Kids will be laughing and ridiculing the child. They will also participate in the laughter. They will sometimes spotlight you because they want you to be the laughing stock.
Yeah.
They don't offer any additional help. They don't ask you if you want any additional tuition. They don't ask you if you'd like to come back for any additional classes. But yet they're always asking you to read for their own amusement as well.
Amusement. They just
Because
could make fun of it. And so if they go home, they will have
something to laugh
something
about.
to
Or
laugh
they go
about.
to the teacher's
Mm.
room and they have
They
something to
start.
laugh about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And these are also the teachers that when you're being verbally bullied in class, they rather than it being that they caution the child that's bullying you or the children that are bullying you, they will caution you and give you a detention for
Mm.
sticking up for yourself.
Yeah.
But whereas they sat there and watched kids laugh and ridicule you over something that you can't change about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and rather than putting a class together and saying and giving a speech like you have to accept everyone for who they are and blah de blah
And
de blah.
that was the question I wanted to ask you. Okay, should school teach kids to change how they speak?
When you say change how
Oh,
to speak, what do you mean?
because you have an accent, they're now teaching you how to change how you
Oh,
speak.
also should
School
schools teach you how
teach
to
that teach should I like yes should school teach kids to change how they
or to
speak.
help them with the accent
Yeah,
basically to help.
you're just teaching them how. Like for example, yeah, here they teach you phonics and all
Yeah.
that in
Oh,
order
okay,
for you to
okay.
change how you speak.
Oh, okay.
You
I
understand?
know what you mean.
Or should
Yes,
they
yes,
teach
yes.
everyone to accept everyone?
Oh, I don't think school should teach you how to speak because your accent will change, uncle, within a few a f- few months.
Mm,
Do you know that? I came, like I said, I was 10. By year 8, which is the next year, I was speaking like this. Because what happens when you do something every day? You become a pro.
yeah, because as well, you're missing other kids as well. You guys like exchanging words and all that, so you like.
And remember,
Mm,
you're spending most of the time at school than you are at home.
mhm,
And if you do have siblings, they're also learning how they speak in school.
Mhm.
Then you guys start communicating like that
Communicating the
at
same.
home.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just think that people just need to be more lenient and kind to
I mean,
people to people that to people that are trying to integrate.
yeah, that's what I was trying to like say.
Yes,
It's
yes,
because they should. I think I was thinking that maybe they should like teach kids to accept other like
yes,
other
yes.
people, like
I
to accept
agree.
the way they speak and all that, for them to like understand that every culture have their own accent.
Yes.
They're coming from so place. This is the way they speak.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
understand what I
yes.
mean? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to
Yes,
say?
I think that schools should definitely do an induction
Mm,
where, like, if you're joining in year 7, year 8, like maybe the beginning of the year,
mm,
I think it would be best to do an induction to teach people, because the same way schools teach about different sexualities,
mm.
there's no reason why they shouldn't teach about like different people and
Yeah.
different accents, and
Mhm,
just to give, because I know what you mean. Sometimes it's ignorance. These kids don't know any better.
mhm.
But once you're educated about something,
Yeah.
then you are aware of
Yeah.
what it is you're doing
They
and the
know that. Yeah.
impact of it. If they're teaching kids about like the dangers of crime,
Mm.
if they're teaching kids about so many different things, religion, why aren't they teaching kids about acceptance and
Acceptance,
and
something like
different
that. Mhm.
and different accents?
Yeah, and
Yes, you're
then
you're absolutely
yeah, I'm
correct.
like because normally every year is every session
Yeah.
they always have new students.
Yes. Every
Do you
time.
understand? So
Yeah.
not every time. So they're supposed to like have that
Yes.
induction or whatever
Yes.
how you could put
Yes.
it, like
Yes.
let them
Definitely.
understand. So they will assimilate,
Like a part of the curriculum.
correct
Yeah.
straight away. They with time you see that they will be welcomed.
Yes.
If bullying, all those bullying will stop a little bit because
Yes.
other kids will understand that there are other languages somewhere.
Yes. That's
People
correct.
have accent. People
Yes.
have a because yeah, you're English. There is French.
Yeah.
There is Spanish.
Yeah.
There is Portuguese.
Yes.
All of those people, you understand, they will
Yeah.
still have their own accent, the
Yeah.
way they speak and all that. You
I
understand?
think we're
So
getting a call. Let's
they're
get
trying
some
to.
calls in.
They're trying to. Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good evening. Welcome. Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Go.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
go.
you.
Yeah.
I want to make one humble contribution
Okay, go on.
based on based on the topic. The topic says that whether accent do affect children.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I say positively yes, it does. Especially when you are a new person or in an environment or in a class or in a place where you don't know anybody,
Mm-hmm.
especially in an English speaking country.
Okay.
Let's use school as a case study because it's where you find it much because you see group of people coming together for interaction and learning. And also if you're a new person in that school, once you are a new person from, let's use Africa, Nigeria specifically,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there is a white man land, English speaking country,
Yeah.
and you use your accent here in Nigeria and go there. The first day, like the your guest speaker was saying, the first day she entered class, the kind of what she saw in the class
Mm.
wasn't admiring and encouraging. If
Yeah.
you cannot hold yourself, you will stop going to school or stop coming there because it do affect. You will expect a lot. They will make jest of you. They will take you for granted. They will use it as the topic, especially some of them may try to isolate or discriminate. Understand? Hello? Are you
Yeah.
getting me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stay where you are. Yeah. Don't move because it's shaking a little
Like,
bit. Yeah. Go on.
like there was a time while in school, days back, secondary school, we have a new intake, new admission, and the person comes from village.
Mm.
and in that village, he schooled in a government school. Government school and private school, their behavior and their character, they are not the same, right?
Yeah.
So the person came from a government school and he came from a village. The first day he entered class and the teacher threw a question, and it happened that he was the person that to give the answer. He got the question, but through his accent, everybody were laughing at him because of that. And he began to shy and he was demoralized and feel like he was not carrying along. That made him, whenever a question comes, he would not even try, or he was trying to isolate himself, trying to bring a that native. So it do affect.
Mm-hmm.
But how to, I'm not trying to give a little solution
Okay.
in my own, how to correct it, or how to, one, the child should be bold enough whenever you are in a class. Once you are a new person and such a thing, expect it that such a thing will occur or such a thing will happen. Since the people you are around, they are not speaking your language.
Mm-hmm.
They are not speaking your language. So in your mind, tell yourself that you are going to see a lot, and how to stand it, how to stand on your feet. Like, there was a time I used my own mother tongue, and we're in high institution that time,
Mm-hmm.
different people all together. There is one fruit I saw. We are gathering somewhere, and I wanted to call that person. I forgot that the central language they are using, and I use my own accent and my mother tongue. So everybody was they were embarrassed. I was, because I know what I'm saying, but they did not know what I'm saying, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I was trying to, as if I know what I'm doing. But they were looking at me as if I'm a novice. Man, they were making, but I stood and I told them, man, even if I tried to cover myself to remove that shade, let's assuming that I gave them that opportunity to ride over me, it will be a talk of the
Yeah. They
day
will
or
just
talk
say
of.
they will bully you with that. Okay. I
Yeah.
understand that. Yeah. Okay.
So, but children of this day, you should stand on your ground, know
Mm.
your onions. Whenever you are in a different world, a different place, you don't know their language, try to make friends, those influential people,
Mm.
those people that influential to the class
Yeah. Yeah.
or to that environment. You mingle with them. You can hide under somebody. You can hide in umbrella of somebody and try to know the ground. When you are queen with the ground, then
Mm-hmm.
you can be able to explore. But if you are too timid or too rigid, if you don't want to, it will be affecting you,
Yeah.
and it will make you to go out from that school.
All right.
When you are sharp enough
Mm.
within you, because this temporary day, many people are offended because of, it's not as if they don't know what to say, but due to their that accent or dialect, they cannot come up openly. It do affect even not only the kids, even adults. So the only thing is just to mingle yourself with those influential people,
Okay.
and another thing, you gauge yourself. Let's assuming now you travel abroad, you're from Africa, engage yourself in all these language courses so that you can be able to
All right. Okay.
reach up.
Mm.
So thank you.
All right, bros. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate your call. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for calling.
Okay. You understand what he was trying
Yes,
to
of course.
communicate. Understand? So because it's quite difficult. It's a little bit difficult for especially we coming from Africa, it's a very, very big, difficult issue because when we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, many parents were coming on in the comment section. A
Yeah.
lot of them were like complaining. They were saying that, okay, you're talking about the impact. You're talking about the impact. How can we, in what way can we help our kids? In what way, what are the kids, what are we supposed to tell the kids? In what way, like, you know what I mean? For them to like, stand on the ground, what to do in order for them to like assimilate, in order for them to like integrate properly and all that, because sometimes they will go to school, they will come back different person.
Yes.
And when they come back home and the parents will be asking them and all that, they will tell the parents, I'm not going back to that school again. I'm not
Yes.
going back there because of that fear of them, like, being bullied or something like that. Because
Yeah.
some kids will not understand kids are just kids.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? So, in what way? What do you think? Or how do you, like you said, I know you said you handled it properly because of
Yes.
you couldn't the first time in the school, you couldn't like
Yes.
they have to change you to a new school.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and then in what way, with the experience that you had that time, if you had now, let's just say
If
that
I was to do it
new
again, what
Jennifer,
would I
you're
do
coming into
different?
a new school now. What way? What are the things you could have done better?
So first, to answer your first question, as a parent,
Mm,
I think when I was moving here, obviously I knew I was moving here to come and live here for the rest of my life. I think that it's important for parents to have a conversation with their children about where it is that they're moving to,
mm,
even before they come here, and the first few weeks of them being here. I actually didn't know that I'd go to school straight away because obviously the laws in this country is,
mm,
you go to school. So I thought I'd probably be at home for 1 or 2 months, enjoying myself, enjoying London.
okay.
So that was different. So I think being transparent with your kids,
Mm-hmm,
no matter the age,
mm,
speak to them, let them know that this is the new world they're coming into.
mm,
This is what they might potentially face. I think that if my mom had told me that this is what I'm going to face, I would have been more prepared for it.
okay.
It wouldn't change much,
Mm.
but at least
But at
it
least
wouldn't
you
be a
are
slap on
you
the face,
yeah, you're already aware of what you're going to face. Okay.
Yes,
Mm,
exactly.
mm,
And that's number one. Number two, if the parents have money, do some phonetics classes because there's some kids in Africa that go to really good schools
mm,
and speak very well.
mm-hmm,
When they come here, they don't really get bullied as much because their accent is very close, i.e. kids that have traveled here before for holiday. They
okay.
know they know
There
how
was
kids
exposures
here.
already, like
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you can give them some lessons, like I said, kids learn very quickly.
Yeah.
So if you prepare them for what they're going to come to, they would be in the best place to handle things well. I'll also say make sure that you install faith and confidence in your children.
I think
It
that's the
is
most important thing.
it is very important.
Mm-hmm.
If
It,
they know who they are,
mm-hmm. Nobody going to like
nobody can ever shake them
no,
from
no
who
one.
they are.
No one. But it's a little bit difficult issue. It's a little bit difficult. Like I said earlier, I remember I said that when they leave home going to school, you understand? Once they get out there, no one is there to protect them. They're just
Yes.
themselves. They have to like protect themselves. And I understand why some schools they normally like trying to put the siblings. They want to like put the
Yes.
siblings together in the same school. I
Yeah.
understand now based on what you said before, so that y- when you are alone, when it is just only
Yeah.
you don't know who to talk to. You don't know who to
Yes.
like confide in.
Yes.
Nothing. You understand? But if you have a brother or have a sister at the same school, you can say to them, listen, what is going on? Your brother, your sister can tell you, okay, don't worry about it.
But
You
you
understand?
can also tell your parents. A lot of kids are not close to their parents. That is the truth.
Mm,
And that's where the divide is. If you're really close to your parents, there's
okay.
no way you will not come back home and share all the good or the bad that
It
has
happened in
happened.
school.
Having a close relationship with your children is very important.
If parents listen,
Yes.
there's nothing in it.
And that's another thing. Listening to your children is
Mm,
very important.
okay.
And taking their word for what it is very important. Because I know you think that parents can't do much. Yes, they can. And let's be frank, there's some Yoruba parents that don't take nonsense. They
Mm-hmm.
don't care about the accent. If you bully their children, they're
They
going
come
to
into
that
the school
school the
straight away.
next day.
Yeah.
and they know the laws and they know what to say to the school if that bullying doesn't stop. Most of these kids, they're just children. Once the school contacts their parents and they know the repercussions of what would happen if they keep doing that,
they will then
9 times out of 10,
they will stop
they will stop.
because the parents have to like talk to them and explain to them what
Exactly.
they're not supposed to do.
What most African or parents from third world countries do is they're very quiet. They don't want trouble. That's not the way to go about it.
Well, you have to understand it's not every parents that have that opportunity. They don't. Most of them don't have time. They're going to work.
I
They
know,
have
but
to like you're going to work and all that.
but
Sometimes
then your
they go.
children will suffer
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying. They go in
repercussions.
the morning. They come back very late at night. Do you understand? Sometimes remember they'll go out in the morning, come back late. So when they
Yes.
come back, the child has already forgotten what happened. They just want to see their parent more
Well,
when
they've
come
not
back.
forgotten what
You
happened.
understand? Then the next day again, it will happen again.
No, they've
And
not
then no, that's
forgotten what
already done.
happened because now we're in the social media age. They still get bullied online.
Yeah, that one is a lot of that one is advanced as one bullying. I'm talking about just
Well,
about
but it
I said.
happened. You
Yeah,
know,
I
it
understand that.
happens.
Yeah, yeah, it
I'm
happened.
talking about BlackBerry
Yeah.
days. I'm talking about when there was not even WhatsApp or
Mm.
Facebook. I'm talking about BBM. You
They're still using that to bully. Oh, really?
yes,
Wow.
most definitely.
Wow.
And then if it's even worse, then it would be other children around schools around
Mm.
your school. And I'm
And
telling you
then
from experience.
they missed, or they were just
Yes,
like like.
because back in the day, you have group chats, whether on BBM or any social media platforms. The bullying doesn't just stop in school.
They just go out there as well. Wow.
It could even be at youth clubs. There's like you said, most parents are working late,
That's what I'm saying. So
so
they
their
they
children
put
go
their
to.
children, yeah,
When you
youth
go to the
clubs and all
youth
that.
clubs and
Then
you
they will
mingle around other kids,
they will
they
continue
also
from
get
there.
bullied there.
You continue from there as well.
Yes,
Oh no. I understand. I get
it's a big thing.
it's a big issue
It's a big
because it's a
issue.
very, very big issue. It's very big issue because a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of parents don't really try to like understand what kids are going through because most times you see that some kids, like we said earlier, parents might not listen. You don't understand. If a child come back from school and try to like communicate, tell the parents what happened in school, and the mom or dad don't want to listen, they will not
Yeah.
talk. They will not come to them anymore.
Yes.
You understand? And
Yes.
then they will you see that they'll go into their room, they will still like on their side because they believe that nobody want to associate with them, nobody want to talk to them, nobody, you
And
understand?
that's why I said
And
the
that's one of the
parent
issue.
the parent's role is very important
Mm.
because even if you can't stop the bullying, you can still do something. Everyone is busy, but you make time for what is important for you. Let's say, for instance, you go to work at 9 o'clock, your children, because school opens very early. Children get to school like 7.
Mhm.
You can wake up that one day and go to school as soon as it opens. Then the children are not even there, so they don't even know that you have come to report. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. There's smart ways of doing it. I think that I know we're all busy because my mom had to come into my other school to speak to. My mom doesn't play. She came into my other school to speak to the
The
teachers.
teachers, yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
you have to do that. I know we're all busy, but we're adults. You find a time. If the school opens at 7:30,
You're there.
be there at 7. And when you're there early,
Mhm.
they have nothing to do. The students hasn't come. You'll be able to lay your complaints. You can send letters as well. You can't physically be there. You write a letter and you post it to the school.
Okay.
Or you write the letter, give it to your child to give it to her teacher. This is important because white children, their parents don't play about these things. If you bullied a white child,
Mhm.
their parent is in that school the next day.
The next even the same day, if they get opportunity, they'll be there the same day.
Exactly.
They don't play at
And
all.
they
I
work
understand
they
because
work as well.
I think there's something they have to understand. For example, when you just come newly, sometimes you come in a visa, you come in with the it depends on how you understand. Most of the time, parents they don't. Some of them are afraid.
Yes,
They don't know.
that is true.
They don't understand. They're afraid of confronting the school. Say, I don't want any problem. I don't want any problem. Okay, just go.
And I
When you get
understand.
to school, okay, just if they're coming, just go somewhere. Don't
But
just
then that
avoid
that
them.
makes
But that
your
is not
child timid.
that's what I'm saying. That is not the right way to approach it because now that child, it's going to
A child
affect
will accept
seriously
anything.
anything.
Anything that they've been given, they're
It's going
gonna
to
take it.
affect. It's going to affect that child big time because sometimes they bully you when even when you're going to the toilet to go and ease
Yeah.
yourself. They follow you there. They will they will
And
just
if it
like messing
becomes
over.
physical
Yeah,
bullying,
it's gonna be worse. It's going to be very very
forget
worse.
emotional,
Mm.
verbal, then it becomes physical harm.
Yeah, yeah.
Then your kids, trigger warning. Then your kids start harming themselves.
Mm. All of
That
that.
is a
It's
different ball
gone.
game.
It's gone. Big time. It's gone.
One, one,
Another.
one thing I would say is that it is very hard being a parent. I'm not a parent yet myself, but it is extremely hard being a parent.
Yeah, I understand. I'll come. I know where you come from.
And
Yeah.
I have to say that because I know I'm saying, oh, parents should do this and do
Mm.
that. Even sometimes when you have done all of that, it still doesn't change the outcome. So back to what you were saying, what should parents do? Install confidence in your children. The more confident that kid is, I'm telling you, a lot of things are not going to run.
Yeah,
If
like
that kid is confident, that kid is going to stand up for themselves. There's some kids that have strong African accents. People know not to mess with them, not because they're big and strong. They articulate themselves well. People, like I said, they understand how you speak, so they know what you're trying to say, even if
mm,
they laugh. And there's some ways you stick up for yourself. They know
like
this is not the one to mess with. So what
like
do? They leave you.
like what you gonna give just giving one example.
Ways of sticking up for
Just one is
yourself.
one example.
Okay, for instance, the accent is very different,
Mm,
but kids understand English.
mm,
If you're very intellectual and you
mm.
speak to them and you say something like, "If you bully me again, I will escalate this and I will speak to the school and the staff."
Every one of them will just withdraw.
Exactly, because they
Oh,
also
okay.
know
Mm.
that you
You
know
know the
the
rules.
rules.
Yeah. You know how it is. How you
As soon
going
as
to
they hear
just
that word escalate,
escalate. Every one of them withdraw. I understand
as
this.
soon as they hear I will
Mm-hmm.
report,
Mm-hmm. Every one of
they'll
them.
call you a snitch. A
Mm.
snitch is somebody that
I
tells.
understand it. Tell
They'll
them.
call you
Mm-hmm.
that, but if they see that you don't care, it doesn't. As soon as
They
because
start avoid. They start
works.
avoiding using it.
Bullying only works if it affects you.
Mm-hmm.
If they're laughing at you and you start crying or you run away,
Mm-hmm.
they'll keep doing
They
it.
keep doing it.
But once they realize that it doesn't work, they will stop. The only thing is they won't be your friend. But who wants to be a friend with a bully?
Yeah, it's not that easy. It's very, very, it's a very big, difficult issue.
Yes.
It's something that many people are talking about parents, they're supposed to like, really like look into it a lot because a lot of kids, like I said to you, a lot of them don't talk. They don't say nothing.
I'll list 5 things. Listen to your children. Listen to them. Be there for them. Support them. Stick up for them. Guide them. Install confidence in them.
Wow.
And also keep them aware of what this country is and what to
What
expect.
to expect and what is up happening around them and everything.
I'm
Just try
telling
to
you,
communicate with them all the time.
if you
Like,
do
yeah.
this, they will have the smoothest process. Because if you communicate with them,
Mm,
once something is going wrong, you're going to know about it.
yep.
If you stick up for them, they will know that some people will not try that with you because they know that your parent is behind you.
Hmm.
Most kids lack parental support. That's why other kids
They
feel
use
as though
they
they
take
can bully
advantage
your
of that,
kid.
yeah, to bully them because they know that they go home, talk to the parents, they don't listen to them, they don't have anybody to like confide in,
Exactly.
and then they try to now to like make friends. They can make friends in school. They're on their own, so
Exactly.
they have a head to go down, and other kids will
Exactly.
just jump on them. I understand where you come
And
from.
if
Yeah.
you speak to your kids, not also would you know about the things they're going through, you also know about how they're feeling,
Mm,
what they're thinking, what they want to do about a situation. It's very important because when you're in secondary school and when you've just come to a new country, that is a fundamental part of your life.
mhm.
Because once you become who you are, there's no going back. Those characters will stay with you forever. Especially when you're coming through something that changes the whole trajectory of your life.
Mhm.
It's important to have that full support. I know sometimes parents think, oh, putting the food on the table is the support. No, asking your child, how was school today? What did you learn today?
Emotional support and all the other stuff.
That
Everything they
is
have to like, yeah.
very, very, very important. Most of the kids who integrate very well in this country, their parents and them are 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So be there for your children, listen to them, take their word for it,
Okay.
support them.
And
If you're new and you don't want to cause trouble, you don't want to report things, there are other ways of dealing with it. Ask other parents around you, if you don't want to go down this route, what other routes are there? You can also report to the local council if you don't want to directly report to the school,
yeah,
or you can get another parent to report.
yeah,
There's so many different
different
ways
ways to like
of
handle
going
that.
around it. You just need to be open minded to taking these steps, and also remembering that your child is your top priority, and that is the most pivotal point of their life. So every single thing that you do will essentially build and shape them. As an adult, most of the traits that you have, you learned it from as being a kid. If you go through school, 6 years of secondary school, and you were bullied, you were timid, you didn't speak up for yourself. As an adult, I can sometimes I look at adults walking around the streets and I know what kind of kid they were.
Yeah, they weren't like, you still have that
You know if
you
they were
still have
you
that
know if they were
similar
confident.
everything. It's like whenever you speak, whenever you try to associate with people, like you don't have that confidence.
Yes.
You always like,
You
put
don't
your
look
parents
people in the
down,
eye.
don't look in the eyes,
You
you
don't
don't like
ask for
chat
pay
something like
rises.
you
Yeah, it's
understand? It's very
true.
difficult,
Yeah.
So it's I understand because this is very, very important. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very important because you can see that these days a lot of Africans, a lot of people coming from Africa, because of the way they open the country, based on some programs,
Yeah.
nurses, doctors, all of them are coming and they're coming with their kids. Some are coming with, how it is.
But they're not thinking
They are
about
not thinking about that. They
the
don't really like
kids.
think about all those things. They don't care
Yes.
about they all because one, there's bills to pay.
Yes.
They are focusing on the bills and everything to pay, forgetting that the major thing that is happening. And that's why you see
Your
most of our
children.
kids, you see most of the kids here, some of them they join gangs just to be
Yes.
they join gangs to belong,
Yes.
just to like feel
Feel
protected,
feel part
all the
of.
stuff like that.
Yes.
So because they just want to be part of something, because at home, no one is there
They
to
don't feel
guide
like they're
them.
part of
Do you
something.
understand? So now they outside there, they want to like be somewhere, and this is
Especially kids
affecting.
that don't have siblings. Because
Yeah,
who else do they relate to?
no, no. See, if they have siblings that are small, they are younger. If you have, for example, if you are 8 years or 9 years or 10 years,
Yeah.
and your siblings are 7 years, what are they going to do? They don't know what is happening. So
Oh,
you are the adult,
yes, you're the
and if you
adult.
cannot
Yeah.
handle yourself proper, how are you going to like
No,
take it
but
up
when you
for the others?
no,
Like,
but
that's
oh,
what I mean.
you forgot something. When you come
Mm,
below the age of 10,
yeah,
you integrate in primary school.
yeah,
Your accent
that one is
changes.
different. But this
Yes, your accent
secondary school,
changes.
that what you're talking about
Yes,
this day.
yes,
So
yes.
if you like, yeah, secondary school is 10 years in it
Yes,
from
yes.
10. So
From 10.
if you're 10, the younger ones are like they
Yes,
can't.
yes. Yeah,
Nobody's
okay, if
there
you're
to help
10
you.
and your younger ones are like 7,
Mm?
6. Yes,
Nobody's going to,
that's true.
yeah, no one is
Yes.
going to help you. It's just you. Your parents might not even.
But
That's what I'm
but
saying.
that's why we were
Mm,
saying that it's
mm,
good for parental care and
yeah,
interaction.
president guidance.
Not just did
Yeah,
you eat today? What did you take to school? You know, actually have conversations with your children,
yeah, to understand
to
what is really
understand what
going
they're
on.
going, yeah,
Yeah,
to understand, yeah, and how to help them. And sometimes you can ask your child, like, how would you like me to help you? What way do you think
mm,
would be the best way to approach? Because some children also don't like the parents that come to report. You know that.
yeah, because it's after
It's
when you
daunting.
left, when you go back to where you're coming from,
Now they're gonna
they
deal
will
with
come,
it. Yes.
then they'll come back. They will say, okay, hey, you snitch, if you will see. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Yeah. And then you see that they won't like to go back to the class. They
Yes.
will the next day they will tell you they're not going, they have headache, they are sick. I'm
Yeah.
not going back to school because you already like messed everything up.
And back to
You
what you were
escalated
saying
everything.
about schools doing programs to
Yeah.
integrate. This is where it actually would work. If parents reported about stuff like that,
Mm.
rather than it being like, oh, this person is being bullied, they can do an assembly
Yeah.
just to talk about
Talk about it.
inclusion
Mm.
and acceptance, rather than mentioning that this. Do you understand what
Yeah,
I'm trying to
just
say?
like yeah,
So that's
picking on someone, trying to like
yeah,
because they are the ones they're escalating it as well. You know what I mean?
exactly.
They're making issue.
They're making it worse
Yeah,
because once you say, "Oh, this person's parent came," and that's a big issue. But I think the main takeaway I want everyone on the live watching, thank you for joining, everyone, to take away from this is that nothing is forever. This these kids
they
will
will all grow.
integrate
They grow,
very quickly.
but they do not. Most times they don't forget.
Yeah, but they will not forget. Yes,
That's nothing they have to.
I've never forgotten, and I don't think I'll ever forget.
They will not forget.
But they will grow, and this is a very very much of a temporary
Yeah,
problem. within 1 or 2 years, the accents will change.
Everything
They
will
will
just go.
become
Mm.
these kids. But also, most importantly, teach them that when they become these kids that have an accent,
Yeah, they shouldn't do
don't
that
then do it
to
to the
another
ones that
other
are
ones that come
starting
in.
again.
Yeah, because maybe they would like
Yes.
to do the same thing.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think we will just rounding up. That's why I would to like stop this evening.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Because it's to be frank, seriously, it's something that maybe I would revisit it again because it's an issue.
Yeah.
Even on TikTok, if you go to our page on TikTok, if you go because we have a lot of views on that.
Yeah.
Many on the comment section, a lot of parents they're saying a lot of things. You understand? Some of them are saying that when they came to this country, they got the same problem.
Yeah.
If in our workplace, like I said to you, we parents we still like, you know, we're still going through that. You understand? Because children they they assimilate easily. They integrate very, very fast
Yeah.
compared to parents. Parents, it takes them a long time for them to like change their accent and all that. It's quite difficult because what time do you have to start studying, going through
Yeah.
all
I
those
think
like
what will
trying
be
to
interesting as
understand?
well
So
is to see how it affects
the parents,
adults.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
that would
saying.
be a good conversation.
Yeah, how do you affect? Is it affect
Yeah.
a lot of adults, a lot of
In the
workplace,
workplace.
everything. If on the
Yeah.
train,
Yeah.
when you're
Public
answering your
spaces.
phones, when you're trying to like integrate with your mates, it's affect a lot big time. So, but parents they know how to handle themselves.
Yeah, of
That's not the
course.
issue.
I was
So,
just gonna
I know
say
that.
before we round up, just a funny, just to show you how deep accents can play a role.
Mm.
I remember when I first came, my mom got me this Nokia phone, and obviously I was trying to learn the bus routes to get around to go to school, the old school I used to go to, which was Eastleigh. And I remember anytime that phone rang on the bus, my heart,
Skip.
whoo,
Because you don't want to
because
pick it.
you know when you're on the bus, you're not speaking.
Mm.
They don't know if you have an accent or not.
You know,
They're treating you like a normal
no, but
person. But as soon as that phone
yeah,
rings,
they will
they
everyone,
now they now know what you sound like.
yeah, they will everyone turn around.
And
They
I
just want to see.
remember the first time I picked up the phone, half of the kids in the bus laughed
Wow,
as though they were in a comedy show.
wow.
I think this was like my second day in the country.
Oh no, oh God. Oh,
But yeah,
that's
but that was very funny.
that's so bad. It's not that funny. It's just
It's funny
it's
now,
crazy.
isn't it?
Now you're reflecting on it. It's
But
just funny.
then it
It
was
wasn't funny.
I remember I
Mm.
used to tell my mom, don't call me when I'm
They
on
were
the
not-
bus.
oh no.
I'm on the bus. The kids were laughing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it's very detrimental, and
It's
I hope it changes.
Now, but
Um,
it's something that
honestly,
many, especially many kids, a lot of them have stories. A lot of them have stories. They have different kind of stories. Depends on how they say it. But you understand? So
yeah,
you understand? It's going to be in there even when they like you guys grown up now have your own kids and all that. You still have that. You understand? Because you will never forget that because that's an experience.
yeah,
And it's just the way you handle it, the way you
yeah,
like protect yourself, the way you like how you say it. There are some people that no matter what you tell them, it will never affect them. They will use even like use themselves to make like
yeah,
make a joke and all that. Everybody would look at them like the funny guy. Look at you. You understand?
yeah.
Because they already know that's where they like protect themselves.
Yes,
You
their
understand? So
coping
yeah,
mechanisms.
so once you start, they will even as they speak, they start laughing at themselves. You understand? So you don't have anything to tell them
So
anymore.
yeah,
You understand what I mean?
exactly.
So there are some. It depends on how you handle yourself and how you like mingle and then integrate or assimilate with other people. But I understand. I appreciate you coming.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you so much, guys. Please, if you just join us for the first time or you just coming across this evening, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel
And like and comment.
and like and also share the program. Understand? Okay. Okay. All right then. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Do you have anything else you want to like round up or you say something like that? No.
No, I just we've said everything pretty much, but just to summarize, it's hard. With time, the accent will change. Be close to your children, listen to them, communicate with them, stick up for them, and just pray to God.
Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. This is where we're gonna stop. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and also don't forget to leave us a review if you have any controversial topic you want us to talk about. just put you on one WhatsApp and send it to us so that we're gonna talk about it. Okay.
Yes.
I'll see you on next week Friday.
Take care, everyone.
Have a wonderful
Cheers.
week.
Bye.
Bye.